What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, guys, and today I want to talk about Road to Glory for College Football 26 and some big improvements that we need to see in that mode. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, get out of the portal, become a 5-star by hitting that subscribe button, clicking that bell icon, and turning on all notifications. That way, you're not a Poindexter. You know what I'm saying? Be a 5-star athlete, guys, here. So, with the Road to Glory, I've been playing it the past couple of days because, like I told y'all before, I haven't really dove into it. Does that make sense? I haven't really dove into it like I needed to because I've been so trenched into Dynasty mode. Even to this day, we are 4 months from release of the next game, and I'm still going strong in Dynasty mode. So I started playing Road to Glory, which I've dabbled in it before, don't get me wrong. But guys, I'm gonna be honest, it's not my favorite mode, and it's not because of the immersion. Like we talked about in previous videos, I think starting from high school would be fun, getting recruited that way. I even think like having a coach type of Road to Glory mode. Well, I mean, I guess that's Dynasty mode, but hey, add starting from high school in Dynasty mode kind of deal or something. This isn't about coaching. It's about Road to Glory. So starting from high school, yes, that would be cool, but that is a very small portion of Road to Glory mode. And in playing Road to Glory, there are things that I've always noticed, but are more prominent now because I'm kind of more tunnel vision on the game in a sense, that I feel needs to be improved to add a more immersive and rewarding experience in the game. So I've played corner, I've played running back, I've played quarterback. I'm not very particular. I've never really played receiver, so I can't give a sort of synopsis on that perspective. But guys, in playing these positions, in playing Road to Glory, number one, yeah, let's put more positions in the game. I think everybody would agree that would be a really dope deal. But upon playing it, for example, playing quarterback, the play calling in this game is not ideal in Road to Glory. Let's start there, because I guess that's kind of a coaching deal, but they desperately need to fix the play calling. Guys, they're, playing a running back. I'm not saying that, okay, if I'm a running back, they need to cater the offense more towards me, or a quarterback vice versa or whatever. But guys, I did this. Let's be real. If you were a 5-star recruit and you I did this. 5-star recruit went to Kennesaw State as a running back. They run the pistol offense. You would think that getting a 5-star caliber player on your team, you would find ways for him to be in the offense. Does that make sense? But playing as a 5-star recruit on Kennesaw State, guys, I can't tell you how many times the play call was a pass play. And I'm talking like 3rd and 4, 2nd and 2. It's crazy. And I'm not saying that we need to run the ball every single time, but I mean, can we get more, I don't know, with the advancements in AI, is it possible to have a coaching scheme that is geared more towards around your key players? A 5-star on a Kennesaw State roster, dude, you would be a stud. All given that you get out there and perform, but if you were to get a 5-star recruit, you're going to find a way to get that guy the football one way or another. And one thing that I found is that you would get the coaches challenges, and the coaching challenges would be like, for running back, it was like have 4 rushes of over 20 yards or 3 rushes for over 20 yards and 4 receptions and a win. And to me, that is bizarre, because it's like the offensive coordinator is coming to you saying, hey, we're going to use you in this game for da-da-da-da-da-da, and then unless you manually change the play calls, it seems as if the play calling wasn't dictated or wasn't geared towards using you in the game. And this blew my mind. I'm like, so, you're making this challenge difficult, if not almost impossible, because you say in the text that, hey, we're going to lean on you heavily in this game. But then when you get into the game, the play calling doesn't match that same sentiment. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to tell me you're going to use me, hey, we are going to run you the football. We are going to run pass plays that are designed to go to the running back, as opposed to me just having to ask for the ball in a sense of things like that. And then the big icing on the cake is the win part and the win. Now, I get it. It's road to glory. You're only controlling your player. And this is some of the frustrations that real life players deal with, is that you don't dictate what plays are called. You know what I'm saying? I 100% get that. And I like it. But, the play calling needs to be better. Play calling needs to be better. Because, you would accomplish those goals that they set out for you with the rushing and the receptions. But then you lose the game. And sometimes, if not a lot of times, it's off of bad play calling. Like 3rd and 1 from the goal line, you want to pass the ball instead of running the ball. Like, and I get it. Yeah, DM, you could just audible the play, or you could just you could simply, coach, on the play call screen, push the triangle button, whatever, to bring up more plays. But it shouldn't be that way. Does that make sense? If you're going to put me in a position of a player on the field and I'm a running back who don't call plays, then take that away from me. I shouldn't have to audible or call upon my own plays in order to win a ball game as a player. Does that make sense with the immersion type aspect of things? So I really, really want them to improve on that. Also, like playing quarterback, if I throw a ball to a wide receiver and it hits him in the hands and he drops it, I should not get a negative mark in the game for an incomplete pass. But the game does that. Wide open receiver, hit him in his hands, the receiver drops the ball, and then boom, at the top left of my screen, -10 points for an incomplete pass. The game logic has to be smarter than that, because at that point, that's not on the quarterback. You hit a wide open target in his hands and he dropped it. Why do you get negative? You get what I'm saying? And then I've always said this about playing defensive back in video games, is that the game, it doesn't reward you for being a shutdown corner. All right. So there has to be logic. For example, at the cornerback position, if I'm playing corner and I jam my guy up and he doesn't get the ball thrown to his way, I should still get some points for jamming him up or for covering him throughout that route. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't matter if it's a pass play to the other side of the field. If that receiver is running a route and I am at the cornerback position and I am in phase with him throughout his entire route, to the point where if they threw to him, it would either be a pick or a knockdown or something like that, the game should reward you for that. Because I've noticed that these games, when playing cornerback, and it's a big reason why I don't play defensive back on these games anymore, is because they simply, the logic, the game logic isn't there to reward you how a coach would reward you for playing as such. I've played corner in college, high school, all of that. I've coached cornerbacks at the high school level. It's one of those deals, guys, where if I have a cornerback and I'm noticing that, hey, he is locking up his receiver to the point where the quarterback isn't throwing to his side of the field, that is a good cornerback. And that should be rewarded. You're going to say, hey, I want this guy on the field because he's shutting down the entire side of the field. I had a cornerback named Amari Johnson that played a couple years here when I was at Pewitt, and he was that type of cornerback. He could shut down an entire side of the field by himself. And then even this year, I had a guy, Ian Morez, who was a lockdown corner. Nowhere near as athletic as Amari, but he was smart. He was a smart player, and he could play one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? So you would have teams that just really wouldn't throw to their side of the field, and when they did, they didn't get anything out of it. The game doesn't reward that type of play. But in real life, those types of cornerbacks are rewarded. Deion Sanders, prime example, no pun intended. the definition of a shutdown corner is quarterbacks don't even throw your way. So now those types of cornerbacks, they don't get the pass deflections. They don't get the interceptions and things like that. Why? Because quarterbacks see them and they say, I'm not throwing to that guy. And so when you look statistically, you may not have the most interceptions or pass deflections, but it's solely because you're that good that quarterbacks don't throw your way, but the game doesn't reward that type of play. Those things need to change to add a more immersive feel to Road to Glory. And if you're going to have a Road to Glory with limited positions, then that should be even more pronounced. I sort of get it if you have all 11 positions on the field available to play with in Road to Glory, but you don't. You have the most, the most popular positions there, give or take. No diss to the lineman or anything. But you have a limited number of positions to play, but the game does not reward how that is truly done. With the quarterbacks, it's not rewarded. Why? Because you can hit a wide open receiver in the hands and he drop it, and the game gives you a negative for an incomplete pass. That's not fair. As a running back, you're giving these goals and you're giving these chances to do things that is out of your control. How can I say I want 4 passes when the plays that the computer is calling aren't even pass plays to the running back? They're play actions where you're faking, or they're pass plays where you have to be in pass protection and then ask you for the win. I think that is a huge stretch because that player, I am not responsible for the win. And if I am responsible for the win, then you need to dictate the play calling to be more in line with getting me the football, especially as a 5-star athlete on a 1-star team. Does that make sense, guys? All in all, I feel like the logic for Road to Glory can be more in depth, can be more rewarding, and more position specific. I would love to see them discuss that. Even if it's not this year, then, in years to come, put that on the table of discussion to say, how can we make Road to Glory a more immersive, position-specific experience for the player out there? Let me know y'all's experiences down in the comment section down below. What do y'all think? What are some things that y'all have experienced in Road to Glory that you would like to see changed in future renditions of the game? Guys, that's all I got for right now. Hope y'all have an awesome weekend. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.